So, so we took it all out of the stock exchange because I mean that goes up and down, and at a certain point you just don't want to go that ride anymore. So we do, but I mean that's what it is. I'm inviting you to participate in an opportunity that was going to give you some distributions, give you return on your capital, cured by real estate, short enough period of time, tax deductible because the taxes are passed through, so you're able to take advantage of depreciation, all those things that you may not qualify for loan. But you know what the big gift is as a syndicator? It's a way for you to build your own portfolio. Because when you do that, there's a clause that you can include that you can sell the property and everybody gets paid out, or you can refinance the property and you use those funds to pay all the investors off. And now you own that property that you didn't have to put any money into and you didn't have to qualify for the credit.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with. Her name is Desiree, who's been making serious moves in real estate for quite some time now, and is one of my fun things I've learned so far. She's been an entrepreneur since she was 12. Desiree, it's great to have you. How are you?
Well, I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Me too. Me too. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from your approach, especially on syndications and then that cool project homework that we discussed in the preliminary. So let's dive in. First off, with people who may not be familiar with your world, give us a short version, what you're focused on these days, what's your market operating in, and just a story on you.
Okay. Well, I've been an entrepreneur since I was just 12. And to many people, that's interesting because I've never had a W-2 or a job. So I've always had different businesses. And I love, that I have that flexibility and I've had that experience and exposure in all these different markets. But one of the things I've been in since 1989 is real estate, which also allows you to be in all these different asset classes. First it was, being the agent, and it was fix and flips. And then I've done triple net, multi-residential, then you get into notes, then you do short-term rentals, and then you do now more recently since 2018 was co-working co-living, Homework. We launched a company called Homework, HOMWORK. And that's where you can live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. And it's funny because I had just became an empty nester. My sons went off to college and then went off to school. And I always worked from home so I could be near them. But then I said, well, I didn't really want to work, home alone. And I had the freedom and flexibility to go anywhere now. So I asked a couple other people what they thought about the idea. They were either single, divorced, separated, widowed, but just people that wanted to travel, but also when they traveled, they wanted to land and be around other people. So we did our first project in Rancho Santa Fe, San Diego. And then we advanced after COVID to a 12-bedroom and 12-bathroom in San Diego. And then we have a 12-bedroom, 12.5 bathroom in Cabo, San Jose. And then we just launched a 7-bedroom and 7-bath in Las Vegas. And it really grew because of COVID. A lot of people working remotely. And it wasn't
Mm.
just the young ones and the creatives. A lot of professionals, accountants and doctors do WebMD. And we have, PR and insurance and just people that now work remotely. And why do it from your home when you can do it from anywhere?
Well,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
it's fascinating. And you mentioned a second there because you said that flexibility to go do that. You got that recently. So, what allowed you that flexibility to bring homework to life?
Well, one of the things is that real estate, you talk about real estate and properties that you're going to furnish, and it was very cash intensive. And so I had to raise the money. I do use syndication, and I had used syndication years ago. And I find that a lot of people probably do it, but don't realize they're doing it when you put people together to acquire property. It could be any kind of property, though. It could be any kind of asset. It could be boats. And we had a young lady that syndicated a yacht. The racehorse Secretariat was syndicated. A lot of the Formula One cars, those multi-million-dollar cars, are syndicated. So it's just people putting their money together to acquire an asset, But today we'll talk about real estate because that's our powerful source. But yeah, that's what syndication is. And I always thought it was some big complicated
Yeah,
process.
yeah, you think it's like it gets tossed around as such like a jargon term, but really it's just multiple people putting money together to buy an asset. Okay,
That's the definition of a syndication.
okay. So how
Yeah.
have you used that in your career in life to get to where you are today?
Oh my goodness, I've used it many, many times. Well, I used it first of all to start homework because I didn't have, you needed the licensing and the legal. So I raised $250,000 to start a company. You can use it for a startup. So if you got a great idea, or your children have a great idea, somebody has a great idea, and don't have the funds to do it, then you could syndicate it. Because I didn't have any asset; it wasn't tied to any asset. They didn't get any distributions or anything. It was just based on a percentage rate that they get when I sell the company, and which I have yet to sell the company. So doesn't have to be, again, a hard asset. But then when I got to that point and I realized I tested the market a bit, and then I realized that we needed more money, millions of dollars to buy these larger properties. You simply get the legal work done, and you have to get it from a securities attorneys. See, a lot of people, make a mistake by just going to any attorney and say, "Oh, my attorney will do it," or a business attorney. It's a security, and what you're giving is not stocks; it's a security. So, a securities attorney, and we have some great ones that we've worked with because that's important as well. And you have to know, we call it the 11 Ds. There's 11 decisions you have to know when you go to the attorney. Some people say, okay, yeah, I want to do a syndication. Well, you need to know what happens if you dies or your investor dies? What happens if there's a disagreement with you or your investor? What happens if there's disappearance, if you disappear or your investor disappear? What happens if there's divorce? You divorce your investor. I mean, there's 11 of those Ds that you
Man,
need to be
okay.
able to say, this is what I want in my agreement. Because otherwise, it's a boilerplate. These are important things that keeps you out of court and it keeps your investor happy because they know that you've covered all your bases. But then after, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and so there's a paperwork, so it's like a PPM, your private placement memorandum, subscription agreement, and operating agreement. It sounds again like a lot, but it's all boilerplated. It's only like 3 or 4, maybe 10 pages out of all those documents that are customized towards you and your deal. And then after that, you go and you invite friends and family and there's two most commonly ways of doing it, like either 506B, which means that you have to invite people that you know of, that's in your network, that you have a relationship with and know something about them. And they can be accredited or non-accredited. And so that raises what's accredited. Accredited is someone who makes $250,000 or more a year, or 300 as a couple, or has an has assets worth $1 million, excluding your primary residence. So they can be accredited and non-accredited. And then, or a 506C, which means that you can go out and advertise it, but it's only accredited investors. So I can advertise it, I can go speak about it, and so forth. But those are the kind of, that's like the stickiest part of it, is making sure that you don't present as someone that's not qualified. But other than that, you raise the money goes into your accounts. People can use their 401ks, the self-directed IRAs, the retirement plans, the TSPs, no tax consequences. So they got that money sitting in there, they can pull it out, and they can get anywhere from 18 to 20% as opposed to that 2, 3, 4, or 5 that they're getting in their accounts. And it's passive. So you wait, some of projects are a year. They do it fix and flips, or some are 3 years and 5 years. Everybody has different, projects and different asset classes. Some of them represent a lot of different things. Sometimes you can go into syndication where they have, multi-residential and money, private money, and this and that. We specialize only in the co-working, co-living, which I think is your best. But then you have the investors and you have the syndicators, so your GPs and your LPs, and they just do all the work for you.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
That's awesome. So you just said you think that's the best in the homework, that space that company's in. What makes you think that?
But for us, the fact that we just do the homework, because I think your syndicators should specialize in something. If you have a syndicator that all of a sudden is investing in multi-residential, investing in triple net, investing this and that, yes, they may have knowledge in all those areas, but they may not be the expert. And again, this is your money that you're entrusting those people to manage, and you just really want to know that they're committed to that industry, to an industry. It's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but just like if you went to a doctor, yes, the MD has a little bit of knowledge about a lot of different things, but when you want your eyes operated on, you want to go to someone that specializes in eyes.
I I think that exactly. I think that's a great point, because if you're new to real estate listening to this, real estate is a huge term. It means so many things, and the longer you meet someone that's in it, usually the more niche down they are, or you hear the story where they niche down for a really long time before they added that next thing. Because what knocks most people out of the game is jumping around. Because
Exactly.
your fix and flip is its own game. Syndications is its own game. It's all its own particular thing, which I love about real estate. I like that because it gives you room to really find your place in this very
Exactly.
large space. And it's, in my opinion, what makes abundance mindset so easy in this industry, because if you're just willing to show up each day and do the one thing that you like to do, you're going to be successful at it. Your only competition becomes you, because it's a big arena that we get to play in.
It is. And the longer, we go, there's more and more and more different niches. And that's good. It's good. But I like it also because of the fact that it's something that's really in demand right now, because everything has changed, post COVID. People now, a lot of people, it's a lifestyle. They don't have a primary residence. They're moving around the world. I mean, that freedom affects, but some people are doing it for housing. It's much less to stay. I could stay in Fiji and Bali, much less expensive than I can stay anywhere in the US. Because you just pay one flat fee on the utilities, you don't have your trash, you don't have your cable, you have your Wi-Fi, you don't have to worry about paper towels, tissue, towels, linens, first month's, last month's security, utilities. You don't have to worry about any of that. You pay a flat fee. So you're able to budget yourself and say, okay, I've got 1,000, 2,000, $5,000 a month, and that's it. But most importantly, it's the community. A lot of
Mm.
people realize, again, when they had that isolation, during the quarantine, that people really needed people. And even though we've had the luxury of being able to work remotely thereafter, a lot of us are alone. So that people say about our property, they have privacy when they need it, because each one of our bedrooms has a desk and a work area. So if they need to do a Zoom call or something, they can do that. But they have company when they want it, and they can go down to the kitchen, to the community center, or to, like, one of them, we have a rooftop with a large screen TVs, or we have a co-working lounge. So that's right there, and it feels more secure when you're traveling alone around this world right now. You really
Yeah.
want to know that you got a nest of people that know who you are and are coming and going and so forth. So it's a lot of advantages. But, talking about the syndication, we wouldn't be able to do this if we had not been able to syndicate the money to buy it. We raised millions of dollars to do this to investors, and they're happy because, again, they just get to invest. These are professionals that don't have time to do real estate. They don't want to be landlords. They don't want to do any of that. They just want their money to grow. So they invest, they get distributions. Sometimes it's monthly, sometimes it's quarterly. They get distributions, so they get a little money along the way. And some people are building that up to replace their primary income, and then the net way they can retire with that. Then they get chunk money at the end. Now you can structure it whatever way you want. Whether they get a piece of the equity or whether it's just a note where they get percentage interest on the note. We do both. We give them a percentage on their note and we give them equity at the end. And then you, as a syndicator, you can split it different ways with your investors. You can go 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-80, 90-10. It depends on the project. And for us, it depends on, how easy or how popular or how risky the place may be. But it's so much flexibility in that process.
Thinking of it gives you tons of flexibility to pull off, not pull off, just put together the deals that you need to put together. Cause that's one thing in the higher you get in real estate and the bigger deals that you do, you run into the money issue. How
Sure.
you get your traditional lending sources can't fund every deal. And you don't really think about that earlier in your real estate career until you start to have to come up with money and realize, okay, wait a second. And then
Exactly.
you start running into people raising that private capital, doing syndications like you're doing, where it's
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
now you're accessing money nobody else had access to in this flexible, creative way. I love that.
And you know what? I got even the people that have those multi-million dollars, like, the big guys out there, they still partner up. They don't put all their money. It's always that other people's money, OPM, other people's money. So even the Rockefellers or the Murdochs or the Trumps or whatever it is, they all are syndicated. Every apartment building, office building, even hospitals and schools, college campus. I know my friend does a lot of the student housing. Just about every single building, medical, commercial, warehouse is syndicated. Very seldom does a person, even if they have all that money and can qualify for all that credit, put all their money into that. It's not the way you do it. It's not real estate.
There's a
You can
huge
leverage.
risk when you do it that way. You
Yeah,
put that amount of your own personal capital into a venture, and some go well, some don't. And it's not every time is it your fault that it doesn't. There are things that happen during the process where there's a coach that I've worked with in the past, and something that he would say is, don't make don't make moves that if you lose, you're completely out of the game. That's the rule. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to hit home runs, because if you do, you're going to strike out. It's just the way statistics work. And if all you can do is thread that needle, you're not going to. It just isn't going to work. And the one time it does work is just a curse, because it makes you think it's going to work, and you do it again and it doesn't work, right?
no, and it's, again, why? Why wouldn't you? Because not only that, but you're not giving other people the opportunity to there's so many people that
Right.
don't even know about syndications. They don't know they can invest, especially if you're not a non-accredited investor, because you're not seeing the advertisements, you're not going to those dinners, and you're not part of that circle. So the only way that they know of this opportunity is for you or the syndicator to extend the invitation to them. And that's exactly how I present it. I'm inviting you to participate in something and we invest in ours. My husband and I invest in all our syndications. You don't have to. But we do because we can't see. You don't know any place else where we can get 18 to 20% return on our money. So we took it all out of the stock exchange because that goes up and down, and at a certain point you just don't want to go that ride anymore. So we do, but that's what it is. I'm inviting you to participate in an opportunity that's going to give you some distributions, give you return on your capital, secured by real estate, short enough period of time, tax deductible because the taxes are passed through. So you're able to take advantage of depreciation, all those things that you may not qualify for loan. But you know what the big gift is as a syndicator? It's a way for you to build your own portfolio. Because when you do that, there's a clause that you can include that you can sell the property and everybody gets paid out, or you can refinance the property and you use those funds to pay all the investors off. And now you own that property that you didn't have to put any money into and you didn't have to qualify for the credit. And that's
Truly
magic.
OPM. Yeah,
I mean,
that's truly
if you could
OPM.
If
That's
you could if you could just do 1 a year, okay? It could be a $50,000 property if you can find that anywhere, or it could be a $50 million property. But whatever, if you found a property and you said, "Okay, I'm gonna take this property, I wanna buy it, I wanna own it. I'm gonna bring people in, they're happy 'cause they're gonna get paid, and then at the end of the day, whatever time period it is, I'm gonna get paid, I'm gonna have the property." Instead of you taking that cash out, you leave it in there and you, own the property, and now you have a property that's seasoned, that you know all about it, you've well managed it. It's like a machine that you've had time to oil and get it working correctly. And your investors are happy and they're ready now to take their money and go into your next project. Bam, do another one and then keep
you
it
got
moving.
one machine fixed and it's no longer here. Now let's go use the money to go fix another
Mhm.
engine over
Yeah.
here. That's
Yeah, because they're happy. They don't wanna pay taxes on the money, so they just roll it over.
love win-wins, and you find a lot of them in real estate. We were talking about it a little bit before we recorded about the power of partnerships in real estate, and you've mentioned it a couple times how
Yeah.
it's easy to wanna go at things alone, but the best don't do it alone. That's
Yeah.
not what they
Yeah.
do. So if
Yeah.
you're listening to this and you're wondering, like, "How do all these people do this?" The best don't do it alone. One of my I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, somebody asked him, "How'd you become a self-made man?" I may butcher that quote, but he says, I'm not self-made. I got here on the backs of titans." Like, it is I nobody gets anywhere big alone. And it's amazing. I love meeting people and talking with people that do big things because there's a certain energy that they have. And all of them so far, abundance mindset, and they know the value of other people, of plugging them into their world.
And that's when you were talking about masterminds. That again, something that's been around for ever and ever and ever. Napoleon Hill, we had a quote on it. You can't do it alone, but you can't learn everything alone either. You don't have those resources. A lot of our deals come from people in masterminds. A lot of our financing come from people in mastermind. A lot of our contractors come from mastermind. So it's connections. You have to be part of that world, to be able to make your deals easier. It can happen, I guess, but why take the hard road and the lonely road when you have people that are around you to support you and to feedback. I use a lot of brainstorming. Okay, what do you think about this? And what about this? Brainstorm with people. And those are
Literally
people that are
mastermind.
like-minded people. That's what it is.
We get in a room where people have done it, right? The process is the shortcut, unfortunately. So go find the people who know the process. When you can eliminate a mistake that someone will tell you, this cost me 2 years, and they'll just let you know and how to sidestep that whole issue in your life. It's beautiful. It is I love that about it. Again, that abundance mindset in real estate where you get into these good masterminds where you're truly giving, you're getting those perspectives that we all have blind spots. My dad always said growing up, it's hard to read your label from the inside of the bottle. You need those other folks to look at it and see it in a way where you're like, "Oh, I didn't see that. That's so good." And the events I've been to, you go home, not just new customers, friends, people to rely on. You build you're just connected in a way where we were talking about real estate. The more you niche down, the fewer people you have to talk to who even understand what you're talking about, right? And we
Exactly.
like to talk about this stuff. It's one of our favorite things. So finding those rooms where people enjoy that conversation, where it drives you, it's awesome.
Motivates you. You come
Mm,
back and you're empowered because sometimes even your closest family and friends, they don't encourage you because it's a big risk. I mean, real estate many times, no matter how large or how small, it could be a risk and it could be really devastating, like you said, if you make the wrong mistake. So why take those risks when you have access to information and access to resources? But you just constantly need to stay motivated because it can become scary. Again, it's like when you sign on that dotted line, no matter how well you underwrite it and vet it and so forth, it's still a risk. And to have some support behind you, people who have been there and done that is huge. It's huge.
it is.
It's
There's always that feeling, like, and everybody has it, right? And I call it, it's what feeling alive feels like. Your skin's kind of tingling. There's that like, "Woo, here we go."
Oh my
It's
gosh.
that. I don't know, maybe that's what makes
No,
people
but
like
I've
us
I've
tick
been
is
doing
that
this since
feeling. It's like,
1989. I've been doing this since
yeah.
1989, and I still get like, because you say you've gone through that journey, and so what go this way or that way, no fault of your own, and so it's exciting, but it's always nerve-wracking. So to have that, fan club behind you, part of the mastermind that's rooting you on, that's cheering you on, that's there if you need them is huge. It's priceless, quite honestly.
Nobody does it alone. You're gonna need somebody at some point. So as we tie this up, Desiree, it's been a pleasure. I've loved our conversation so far. If someone wants to get a hold of you to learn more about syndications, how to be a part of what you're doing, and get plugged in, if they're not accredited, how can they know you so that they get that chance to be in the ones which you're allowed to be in? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way, I mean, they can literally call me. My phone number is 818-292-5559. They can go to our website, homework, HOMWORK.com. You'll be able to connect with me there. You'll also be able to go to Syndication Simplified and see more about our syndication. You'll also be able to see the properties that we have, so you can get an idea of what they look like if you want to stay there or if you want to invest. So you have all those different options. But I guess the best way is homework .com. And my email, of course, is Desiree, Desiree at homework, HOM, no E, WORK.com.
Thank you so much. And we'll make sure that there's links for that at the or in the bottom. So, Desiree, again, it was a pleasure. I really appreciated your time, your story, your perspective. We need more folks in the space doing it like you're doing it. I really appreciate you being here. If you got a lot of value from this, please find Desiree, reach out to her, subscribe to our Real Estate Pros podcast. We've got more conversations coming up with folks just like Desiree who are out there building real businesses and helping people build real lasting wealth. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.